26 degrees. Is it summer outside? What is going on with y'all people, man? What's going on, man? Mac World in the building. Sunlight back in my face. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I should go get my glasses, but it's all good. We gotta do a short one today because I gotta go get my hair crocheted. So that's why I got up in a ponytail like a little bear bear. But no, I gotta wash it and all that, and then it's gonna take me about an hour or two. So yeah, not an hour or two to wash it, but to get it done. But I gotta drive across town to the shop. I'm on the east side. East side. I gotta drive all the way up to like Fond du Lac, like 60 something Fond du Lac. It's gonna be cool though. My the person that's doing my hair, I ain't seen her in a long time. I'm gonna have a nice little minute to talk while she doing my hair. So it's gonna be interesting. If for what it's worth. Uh yeah, but so we gonna keep it nice and short today. We got Glorilla, she going off on the fans. Or I don't even know if you want to say they are fans, but I guess you could say they are fans because be a lot of uneducated people that believe in conspiracy theories and stuff. Conspiracy theories are so crazy because the thing about it is with a lot of people that believe in conspiracies, you could show them something real right in their face and they won't believe it or they'll be skeptical about it. But some of the most far-fetched, stupidest sounding, illogical stuff you ever heard, they'll believe it just because it's not common and it's not something that they seen. Like some people be when they lack education and they lack discernment, they look for what they think is some type of hidden knowledge that other people who are more in the know than them don't know. It's like, yeah, you know, it ain't no such thing as Bigfoot. Then it's like, man, my Bigfoot is my uncle. And you can tell when people be lying and when they be having the spirit of just, misinformation in them because they usually tell you something with a whole bunch of emotion. Because that's the point of them telling you. It's supposed to, the emotional charged nature of the misinformation is supposed to make you not want to check on it and see that it's some BS, right? So Glorilla fan, she took a picture and they talking about she in the Illuminati because she covering up one of her eyes. She had the funniest response ever, man. I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her Miss Gloria Woods for that response. That's her real name. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to respect her. We gonna have to respect her womanhood for that response, man. You know what I'm saying? Gloria Woods got on their ass. But nah, real shit. She got on them though, and I think her response was funny or whatever. But we talk about it, and then I was giving y'all update on the Tyrese Nichols situation. Um, a couple more people been weighing in and reacting to it, and it's a sheriff from Milwaukee. Used to be the sheriff in Milwaukee, David Clark, and he a big right wing sellout. You know what I'm saying? And he has some crazy shit to say, and it's something I want to talk about, and it's a challenge that I want to propose for Black History Month. Happy Black History Month to everybody, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Happy Black History Month to everybody. But yeah, it's a challenge I want to propose based on this whole based on what Sheriff Clark said, right? So we gonna get into that, you know? And yeah, we gonna talk about it. Let me see. And then the last thing, we got Kevin Samuels, man. He checked this dude. Cause dude was trying to come at him a little bit, you know, a little bit like hero trying to play hero a little bit, and he was just busting dude down like, you say that shit, you gonna have to stand on it, whatever you talking about. So make sure you come in correct with what you saying, and he wasn't coming correct. He came on there. I think what he really came on there to try and do was see if he could get on some little, some little stanky booty hoes, good side, and see if he could get a little. If they could be like, yeah, girl, that's the man. That's the kind of man we want. Girl is hoping to get him some little brownie points, but I don't think he was gonna get none. He was looking a little bit like Norbit, and it's funny because it be the dudes that come in there with that attitude that he got that always complain about finishing last. Like, oh, nice guys finish last. It's because your ass ain't really that nice. You just think you gonna get, where you think you gonna get something easier by just being super duper agreeable. But a chick will test you. She'll say something knowingly wrong, or she'll say one thing, and then if you agree with it, she'll say the opposite to see if you're gonna agree with that too. And she see you just weak, man. You ain't getting none no way. You might as well speak your mind, brother. But we gonna get into it first. We're gonna listen to some music. We're gonna get the analytics right, and then we gonna dive right in. Cause like I said, man, gotta go get this gotta go get this hair crocheted and all that. So yeah, let's do it. Macworld, let's go. Wanna meet the man, the myth. Heard about me, yeah, real as fuck. Pulling up, I am big truck. Buffalo County, that's where I'm lit as fuck. It is pulling up, I am big truck. Where we at? I told you, Buff. I did before. What we doing? Riding custom. Yeah. Looking out. Cops looking. Feds watching. Money never stopping. Damn. I got options. Hey. I might do this, but then again, I might do that though. I might go with plan A, but then again, I might go with plan B. I might go with plan A, then again, I might go with plan B. I might get a bitch who can't stand me and put her out, send her back to her family. Cause that bitch is hard-headed. I got options. I got options. I got options. Feds watching. Money never stopping. Never stopping. Always popping. Forever shopping for my next option. Never stopping. Always popping. Forever shopping for my next option. Will it be this or will it be that? Will I be Sean or will I be the Mac? Or both? Yo ho, she signed up, she took her oath. Now we down for life, yup, we close. And me and you, I don't know, that shit is toast like breakfast. Hey, Mac World in the building. I'm like, what is that noise I hear, right? But you know what it is? I got these crazy big icicles on the side of my house, and they breaking off, and it's because the sun's shining on right on that side of the house, and the mugs are so big, they like clink, like it when it just broke off. It sounded like somebody like kicking the house or something, but I know that's the ice breaking off the gutter or whatever. But yeah, man, that's that homeowner paranoia. You always be worried about like, whoa, my property. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, we got a good one for y'all today. Speaking of paranoia, that brings me to my first video clip. I don't know, man. It's something about Okay, I'll give y'all a backstory, right? I had a white friend. Was actually, he was white, Jewish, whatever. And at one point, we was cool. We met in college. We would do music, and we was my homeboy. He had a lot of money though. Like his mama was, like filthy rich, and so he ain't really had to work. Now, when I first met him, he was just going to school and stuff like that, and we would work on music, whatever. And then, but he wasn't living at home. He moved back home, and he was living in his mom's big ass mansion out there. So when he was at the mansion out there, he had like a whole like wing of the mansion to himself. I want to say he had his own like kitchen. Half of it was like in the side of this hill. So his room was like on the hillside where the horses and shit was at. And what up? Two guns in the building. Moderation gang on deck. Big tools. Pop, 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 pop. But so his room was over there on the hillside where the horses and shit was at. His mom had horses, a winery, all that shit. Like they was loaded, and that wasn't even their main businesses. Them was their side hustles and shit, like horses and wineries and shit like that. She was part of some Illuminati shit. You know what I'm saying? I know the name of it, but I ain't gonna say the name because I ain't trying to come up on them people radar. But it was a little group that had degrees, and you had to be able to travel around the world to even make it to their meetings and stuff like that. And he started getting into that stuff too. But long story short, day-to-day K in the building. K hold his arms too. Hit him in his chest. Ooh. Moderation gang on deck. Hey, so he started getting into as he started to go out there, and he was more around his mom, and he was living out there. He wasn't really having to worry about too much. He wasn't worried about like, damn, I don't gotta go grocery shopping. Refrigerator full of food, both of them, the one upstairs and the one his refrigerator in his kitchen, and the main one in the main kitchen was full of food. It ain't like, damn, I gotta worry about no type of entertainment. I mean, you got endless video games and whatever you want. You got a dog, a cat, some horses. You could ride some ATVs outside. You could go ride and shit. I ain't even ride the ATVs or the horses, but I don't trust doing shit like that unless, I'm around certain people, because where it's something that if I'm doing it for the first time or something like that, we not going to have no convenient accidents. Oh, he fell off a horse. And my neck be broke, you know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that, whatever. But nah, so I ain't do none of that right. But anyway. So as he just out there kind of stagnating, I would go out there or whatever, because he wouldn't have shit to do out there. And it's boring it was way out on like some estates, right? So as I went out there, it'd be less, it wouldn't be shit to do. We would order pizza from the pizza place. We would smoke a bunch of weed, and everything else was the internet. But our internet, how we engage the internet, is a little bit different than, I would say, like the 20-year-old white boy or the young white man internet. You know how they say black Twitter? Like they say it's a black Twitter and stuff. It's definitely like different lanes of the internet. You know what I'm saying? There's certain stuff we gonna hear about that shit because it's all up and down our lane. Now the stuff in his lane at the time was a lot of radicalization. So he started getting into QAnon and all this conspiracy theories about this movie star is eating babies and just getting off the chain, man. And not only that, but a lot of that is like trying to get people to buy into it for the power and the numbers of, if we all believe this fear mongering, we could all get people, we can control people. And so he couldn't really get me to buy into it because I'm too much of an inquisitive person. I ask too many questions. So he couldn't really get me to buy into all the conspiracies. Man, James Brown is coming back. Donald Trump has Nikolai Tesla's inventions. And I would question him. And I would be like, dude, where is you getting this information from? I'll be like, okay, that's interesting. Show me where you seen that from. And he would be like, man, I just channeled it. And I was like, you know what? I believe you. And a lot of the people you listen to, this shit they making up on the internet, they're doing the same thing you doing. They know if they come up with something that sound interesting enough that nobody heard before, that you will take it and run with it. And so around that time, we had a lot of conspiracies about Barack Obama, and he was gonna start Muslim law and all that. My guy fell into all that shit, man. He fell into every conspiracy you could think of. And we fell out because my black ass gotta deal with reality, bro. You got too much money where you could be running around out here. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that it's bats and werewolves and vampires running the government and lizard people and shit. Whether it's a fucking lizard or a werewolf, nigga, I gotta pay my mortgage. You know what I'm saying? That I don't know if I'm paying. I might be paying a werewolf. I might be paying a fucking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's werewolves down at We Energies, but them niggas gonna cut your lights out if you don't got your We Energy payment. Yeah, you is gonna be a werewolf because you gonna be eaten by moonlight. Oh, howling at the moon because your fucking lights ain't gonna be on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe it is some werewolves and all that shit, but he start going off the chain, and it's so easy. And it's the point I'm making. I say all that to say this: people that don't do nothing with themselves, and it don't matter rich, poor, whatever, just people that's not doing nothing with themselves, and they just keeping up with just the world around them or what's going on around them and shit like that. They are the people that are prone to believe in these conspiracies and stuff like that. Because I noticed, like, when he was doing shit, he ain't had time for that shit. You know what I'm saying? He had to pay his bills. But now you ain't paying your bills. You ain't doing nothing. You able to make a living and sustain. And you kind of getting jaded about what the purpose of life is. So now, of course, drugs be involved in it. But you calling into question, like, what's really real and what's not real. Nigga, paying your bills and taking care of your kids is real. Oh, but that's right. You ain't got no kids. You ain't got no responsibilities. You ain't got nothing but just you and the internet and plenty time on your hands. What they say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So you got somebody like Glorilla, where she was sitting up here, when the hoe was broke, running around Memphis and shit, you know what I'm saying, with her first set of teeth. They wasn't thinking about her. Now that she got a little bit of money, they like she in the Illuminati and all that because of the picture she took. I think it's easy for people to try to write your hard work off as like you just sold your soul or something like that when they ain't doing nothing with themselves. Hey, real shit too, them werewolves gonna put your ass right out if you don't pay your rent. Them vampires down at We Energies, yeah, you right. They vampires at We Energies. They like the dark and they'll put your ass in it if you don't got that $600 when the moratorium lift up. Let's go.
Glorilla, she took a picture with her rings and covered her face up. And then everybody started assuming it was an Illuminati pose. She said, baby, y'all need to be worried about selling that P. Y'all selling and not me. Damn, I can't even show my rings off. Y'all got to kill with that delusional shit. And, of course, Illuminati and hip-hop been a thing ever since I can.
Let's go back to the beauty of that response right there. Look what Glorilla said. Up, zoom it on deck. That's how I know it's a good day. She said, baby, y'all need to be worried about what that wing-a-ding-ding y'all out here selling. She said, I can't show my rings. Like, you would take a picture like this. It clearly say big glow. If she could have covered up both of her eyes like that, and what would they have said? Oh, she's covering up her face because whatever. And then somebody they like who proclaim to be a Christian like Kanye come out with a full mask on, or come out with some shit with pyramids and devils and shit on it, and they be like, he's a child of God. You know what I'm saying? She cover her eyes up and show her rings. If y'all can't see, the rings say big glow. You know what I'm saying? And she looking with one of her eyes, probably want to show her eyelashes off. Look like she got her eyebrows done up real sharp. You know what I'm saying? She might want to show it off while showing off big glow. But folks be so caught up on them conspiracies against anybody that work hard and anybody that's successful. Oh, you gotta be in the Illuminati. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. I know this psychotic girl that she trying to convince me of that right now, that everybody black that ever did something famous sold they soul. I'm like, dude, so let me guess, that's why you homeless, right? Because you're doing shit the right way. You're the most honorable homeless person I know, and you stink too. You smell like pee. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Glorilla got mad.
and not me. Damn, I can't even show my rings off. Y'all gotta chill with that delusional shit. And of course, Illuminati and hip hop been a thing ever since I can remember.
I hear you too. He said he divest. Two said he divest from the convo. As soon as he start hearing that bullshit, bro, that's real talk.
Like, oh, Illuminati did it. And I know around that time, rappers like Prodigy and Tupac, they was rapping about the Illuminati. So that's when people started, I mean, what's the Illuminati? What's that? And then Eminem, Wayne, Jay-Z, Kanye West, everybody think that they part of Illuminati because of certain hand signals they put up. And they ain't gonna lie, around the time like when YouTube first started getting popular, me and my friends, we used to get home from school every day and just YouTube Illuminati and hip hop.
Man, yeah, because when YouTube first came out, man, most of the videos was all about conspiracy theories, Illuminati videos and pyramids and symbols and all that. That's all YouTube was when it first, like, not the whole internet, but like YouTube specifically. Y'all remember YouTube wasn't big like it is now. Like them first videos on YouTube, like I call them like the Generation 1 videos. Man, them motherfuckers was all over the place. Wasn't no OBS and bottom third tickers and all that and all this different shit to make your shit look professional now. It was like a bunch of folks, man, they'll take a video of like Jay-Z or something or Rihanna and like play that shit with like some demon music in the background and overlay the shadow of like a goat head or something. And man, that was your YouTube, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Like goat heads and hip hop, damn it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that was popular then. Let me see what Two got to say. He said he would have told her to get her would have told her to get her poor righteous ass somewhere. Man, look, folks, listen. Let me tell you something. Motherfucker with nothing will tell you, like, and it ain't even I ain't talking about materialism. I'm talking about like people that even if they got money, if they don't try and they don't do nothing in life, people that they see accomplishing shit, going out here daring to be great and shit like that, it's like, oh man, they sold to do that. Ain't no way they could have did that. Let's go.
And we seen a whole bunch of shit, but there's no solid proof. The only thing I know for a fact, soon as a rapper get popular, like start dropping hits, you start seeing them with a lot of money, working with all these other rappers and shit, the first thing people go to is Illuminati. Like, now, ain't no way in hell you successful. You are Illuminati, assuming that all these people is
just
in this room with this higher up, elite, top people is just sacrificing humans. That's why every time.
So let me get this straight. The Illuminati got all this power and all this prestige, and they can go after all these different people. The people don't even got to be famous. They got enough money to where they could find. Let me say one thing real fast. I'm looking at this jewelry right here. Oh, this jewelry gone. She better wear that and take that shit off. This shit gonna turn your whole body green. That jewelry fake as hell, but I ain't mad at you, Glorilla. Shit, it don't matter when people know you got real money. They ain't gonna question your fake jewelry though. So you might be doing the right thing with that mall kiosk, with the mall kiosk chains on and shit. You know, but the thing about it is, Illuminati's supposed to have all this power, all this reach, and they choose to get Glorilla. I mean, they couldn't go after. Like, it's kids out here that's certified geniuses. You know what I'm saying? 9 years old, completed college courses, 10 years old, and they black too. They don't want to go after a black genius or something like that. They want to go after G to the L to the O, big Glo. And I ain't taking nothing away from Glorilla as a person, because I actually like seeing her winning. I like her story. I think she a real person and shit, right? She don't try to do too much. She don't try to be too much. She seemed like she real authentic. But man, why why would the Illuminati go after her though? She just blew up, but I bet you it's a bunch of motherfuckers from where she from and people that look at themselves as being where she's from that just don't see her as having been successful, or it gotta be something more to it. Just because they ain't doing nothing with themselves or they ain't expect her to make it. Let's go.
A rapper died, somebody said, "Oh, such and such sacrifice." Like when King Von got killed, they said, "Oh, Lil Durk sacrificed him to the Illuminati." Every time somebody close to a mainstream rapper pass away, that's the first thing we go to. Illuminati, Illuminati. First of all, what the hell is the Illuminati? Do people even know the reason why the Illuminati was even first started in the beginning? Like 99% of people don't even know that. They don't have a clue why or how the Illuminati even started. It ain't got shit to do with no goddamn rapper. Like, that shit is stupid.
I know that's what I always trip out about, like with stuff like that, with conspiracy theories. This is like this when I divest myself from the conversation. I don't got no problem discussing the occult. I don't got no problem discussing the Illuminati. But when people only relation to the Illuminati or anything occult is rap music or like some rappers or some entertainers, I'll be like, man, you don't know about that shit. You trying to relate success to people, like you not interested in the whole scope of the history of, the occult. You are just worried about like some pop culture, hip hop, who's secretly worshiping the devil for a chain type shit. And that's lame to me. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You say they think it's impossible, so the only way to make it from where they at involves some awesome shit. Yeah. Exactly. They think that it gotta be, man, she couldn't have did this, she couldn't have did that, man, y'all think she really did that. And then that's how you know. Another thing for me is this. You don't know, but you are trying so hard to convince other people that this person didn't do what they were supposed to do to get here. If you don't think so or whatever, that's fine. But it's the need to convince other people, though, that make it suspicious for me. Let's go.
So does a successful black person, because you never hear about the Illuminati being talked about as far as the white artists, the country artists, the pop stars. You never heard about them. It's always the rappers. Always. It's like black people find a way to turn each other down. You cannot believe, oh, how he get so popular? How she get so popular? Oh, it must be the Illuminati. And that's some hating slave mentality shit. What y'all think, man? Y'all let me know in the comment section, but beat me like on track.
He said it. Slave mentality, man. I call that shit. That's why I be calling it plantation protocol. I be like plantation nation. It's a lot of people that they think it's a certain way. They not gonna say it. They not gonna admit it, and they might know it overtly, or they might think it's subliminally. But they don't think black people should or could be in certain positions in life, especially in America. They think we have one spot that we supposed to be in life, and they literally wait to see what the programming is on the radio, to see what type of girl they supposed to be. They wait for the programming on the radio to see what type of thug they supposed to be, or what type of, am I a scammer, a dealer, or a thug this year? They gotta wait on their programming to tell them who to be. And then even for the smart black people, they will check you. And I told my daughter this. I said, because we was talking about something. I'm gonna get on that conversation in a second with my when I go to the next clip or whatever, or the last clip. But we was talking about that, how people will sit up and they'll talk about like they try to make it seem like you can only do a certain thing, and if you step outside of that box, because she was talking about black on black crime, and I told her, like, I hate that phrase, and I can't wait until we actually look at how racist it is. And I got a challenge for y'all. This is my Black History Month challenge, because whenever something happened to black people, like y'all gonna see in the next clip I bring up, whenever something happened to black people and a black person do it, they right away call it black on black crime. But never in my life have I heard the mainstream media call anything white on white crime, or even bring a white person on there to call nothing white, black, otherwise, even because they don't do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? The news people won't say black on black crime themselves because they know it's racist as shit to colorize crime. But it's what they do to downplay black, the quality of black life. And that's why we say Black Lives Matter. Because you see white on white crime all the time. You see a whole white on white war going on right now. The bloodiest, you know what I'm saying, war in our modern history is a white on white war, but we're supposed to all care about it. We can't write it off as white on white crime. So this is my challenge to y'all for Black History Month. This is my challenge for everybody watching this. Get them likes up, matter of fact, y'all, and get them subs up. If you ain't subbed to the channel, welcome to Mac World. Hit that sub, man. We doing real shit over here. You know what I'm saying? So this my challenge, and I just want to see what y'all results are. Every time y'all see a white person commit crime, just for Black History Month, because you've been seeing it all your life, and you've never seen it called white on white crime. But every time you see a white person commit crime against another white person during Black History Month, call it white on white crime. And see if you don't get attacked by black people and white people alike. No, it'll be black people that's gonna stop you. No, they'll be like, but what about? See, black person do something to a black person, it's black on black crime. White person do something to a white person, it's, but what about black on black crime? You know what I'm saying? It's like we're the norm. We're the default for criminality, and they're the default for no criminality. So whatever they do, it's like if we do something, it's because of our race. You know what I'm saying? For any minority. But if a white person do something, it's because America failed them. How did society fail Johnny? Oh shit, it don't start at home. Stupid games don't win you stupid prizes no more. Oh shit. It's all about how did we all fail Johnny? How did we all get him the gun and give him unlimited free time and privileges to collect guns and go shoot up his suburban school? How did we all do it? But it's like Jamal should have known better. He should have tried harder. He was born into a bad situation, but he should have tried harder. He should have pulled himself up by the bootstraps. You know what I mean? So it be shit like that, man. They're not gonna treat us with no grace in this country and shit like that. So like I said, my challenge is for Black History Month. Every time you see a white person do something to another white person, oh, this person got kidnapped. Who did it? Was it a white person that did it? Oh, that's just white on white crime. That's just white on white kidnapping. Oh, this dude stabbed his mom or he did something to his family. Who was it? White people? Oh, that's just white on white, familiar side, whatever. And see how people gonna start burning at you. Black people, white people. No, you can't point out white on white crime. That's racist. Black on black crime, that's normal. However, on the flip side, you can't point out nothing positive black on black. And this is what I told my daughter. I said, you talk about black on black crime and they try and normalize it, but I said, that's just what they accept from you. You never see them talking about when they see a black person do something for another black person. They don't say, oh, that's just some black on black investment. No, they say that's socialism. You know what I'm saying? When they see a black person learning something positive about themselves, they'll say, oh, that's just a little black on black knowledge building. They say, oh, they're woke. And I told her even that. I said, when you go to college and they see how smart you are, you getting 4.0s and all that, it's going to be certain people that they're going to, yeah, Zanaya, you're real smart. And then you're going to be like, you're going to think it's all good. Like, thanks. I appreciate you saying that. But then they're going to check you, though. They gonna check your nuts. They gonna check your nuts right in front of the ancestors. And they gonna be like, yeah, you're different than other black people. And they gonna look at you to see what your response is, because it ain't just enough for you to be intelligent and be black. It's about who your intelligence is for. If your intelligence is to separate yourself from your people, oh yeah, she's one of the good ones. But if you are intelligent and you proud to be black, woke, she's woke. We got a smart one, you guys. She's off the plantation. I guess what, you're gonna be the next Ketanji Brown? You can't be smart and be proud to be black. That's woke. You're part of a woke mob. You know what I'm saying? But stay in your place, do a little bit of twerking, a little bit of slang. I heard that, girl. Uh-oh. Hey, Becky, glow up, sis. Yeah, I know, right? Glow up, right? Like, yeah, and you one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying? Get out your place on this plantation in America and see what they say to you. And on that next note, I'm gonna get to my next clip because the police beat the hell out of these dudes because they some plantation workers too. See, what they was a victim of was this. Memphis is real ran down economically, a lot of black poverty. And Memphis, what they was doing was they was having these incentives to get more young minority police officers. 40%, which is almost 50% of their whole budget, go towards the police and trying to recruit young officers. So they get 5 young black officers who no doubt is from the poorest parts of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? And look, they tell them, man, look, you see how we could just victimize y'all whenever we want to? Yeah, bro, we'll give you the badge and you can have that power, bro. Don't you want some fucking power, bro, to bust some fucking heads, man? And them sellout ass niggas bought right into it. Oh, yeah. And they going to victimize their own people. But look how this bitch talk about it. This Sheriff David Clark, he a little puss sellout, you know what I'm saying? And watch this. Watch this shit, y'all. Hold on, let me see what you got to say. Two said, nah, bro, usually when a black person does something great, they say, why is it he's a black great? Why can't he just be great? Oh, yeah, no, they say that too. His race don't come into play. If he do something that's notable and he's black, it's not because of his race. If he does something bad, it's definitely 100% because of his race. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
In black communities across the country.
That garbage take was from former Milwaukee Sheriff David Clark, who decided to essentially provide cover for the brutal police who beat a 29-year-old man to death over nothing.
Shit wanna play stupid and lock up. Give it a second, y'all. It's coming. Go back. Oh no. I gotta rewind the clip to right at the beginning.
How about that when 5 black officers?
Yeah, here we go. Check it out.
If we want to label this thing, it's black on black crime. How about that when 5 black officers, a black perpetrator? It's the kind of black on black violence that we see perpetrated every single day in this country in black communities across the country.
That garbage take was from former Milwaukee Sheriff David Clark, who.
So now it's black on black crime. You notice that shit? You notice they blue lives. You notice that they blue lives until the officers are black. I always say this, nothing. Listen to this quote. You heard it from Sean Mack first, Mac World, you know what I'm saying? In America, there is no excuse for you being black. You are black before anything. It don't matter what you did it black. It don't matter what you said it black. Did you wear a hoodie? He got a hoodie on, you got a hoodie. You were black with a hoodie before you just had a hoodie. He was driving, you were driving. You were black driving before you were just driving. He smoked weed, you smoked weed. You were black with weed before you just had weed. It's no excuse in America for being black. And as we see, that carries over to being a police officer. You a blue life and blue lives matter and back the blue and the thin blue line until you black. And then you become a black life and it's black on black crime. Instead of saying this is a police culture, we're gonna bring out these officers' color of their skin. But if it was white officers that did this, the irony is he would bring up the same exact point, black on black crime. Let's go.
Decided to essentially provide cover for the brutal police who beat a 29-year-old man to death over nothing, and blame what happened on black crime, because that's the whole point of Clark. That's what he does. That is why he's on television on a conservative network, to not only provide cover for the cops, but to make a disgusting statement about the black community. Now, sadly, that is only one of many disgusting conservative reactions to the Tyree Nichols beating story. We're gonna get to a compilation in just a moment, but Cenk, I thought Clark went away. He's still around, apparently.
Yeah, so look, of course he did ridiculous things when he was in office. There was And so he's
Sheriff
not in
Clark, if
office
you watching
anymore.
this,
But
Mac
it doesn't
World
matter.
don't support
And this
you,
guy's
you
a perfect
bitch.
description of all hat, no cattle. Okay, so he puts on a giant cowboy hat, even though he was a sheriff of Milwaukee, and that's a signal to white people in this country. Like, I'm one of you. Don't worry, I'm a cowboy. You need somebody to say something bad about black people. I'm your man. And isn't it interesting? Tucker Carlson, Newsmax, etc. The minute this happens, they have wall-to-wall black contributors on. Oh, that's interesting. And what do they all say? Do they say, "Oh, this is outrageous. We got to get systemic fixes here. There's something wrong with the culture
of course
of
they
policing"?
gonna have
No, every one of them
black
blames black people.
contributors. They bring in black people on there. They bring, cause listen, you know how you know if they consider you one of the good ones if you saying some shit they want to hear. I sat up in class and we done had a majority of black people in there, and the teacher asked how many black people in here been pulled over for nothing, and we raised our hands. Mostly all the black people in the class raised their hands, and the white people just didn't believe it. They're like, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You must have been doing something or something. They just can't fathom that. Why would the police want to pull you over for nothing? They don't know what black life is like. They don't know that it's two different Americas, and they parents and they parents and they parents made it that way. And one day the mantle will be passed to them to keep these two Americas separated. So they just don't believe that shit. But on the flip side, if a black person, any black person they meet that say something they want to hear, they believe it immediately. They will believe it immediately. And a lot of black people, this for all the white people watching, a lot of black people that y'all think are y'all friends are pimping the shit out of y'all because they know y'all so simple. All they got to do is say something slightly racist or say something y'all want to hear, and y'all automatically, like the people that proclaim to not be racist and all that, and are really the ones that feel the white guilt because they won't even address racism. They just want you to tell them what they want to hear. Yeah, that's right. You want to come over and shoot some darts? Like, as soon as you say some racist shit, they like quick to want to be your friend. Now that's guilt. You know what I'm saying? And they claim the people that's able to relate to a black person as a regular person is because of white guilt. Let's go.
Huh. What an amazing coincidence.
They blame black people, or they blame police training and how it focuses too much on equity. So look, I don't want to put words in people's mouths. We have a compilation video chock full of conservatives making insane points when they could just be humans with empathy and actually watch that video for what it was and be honest about it. 5 cops felt that they had the ability to beat a man to death with impunity. They really thought there would be no consequences for it, because oftentimes in this country, when instances like this happen, there are no consequences. But without putting words in their mouths, why don't we hear from them themselves?
The very same people who are weeping on television about police brutality applauded when one of Nancy Pelosi's officers murdered an unarmed woman called Ashley Babbitt.
Cops are desperate for more tactical training in de-escalation and stress control, so they're not put in a position that they feel they need to use lethal force.
That's them buzzwords right there, because cops ain't put in no positions. They be the ones using the fucking lethal force. Cops they got a utility belt like superheroes with batons, tasers, a gun. They got a shotgun and a rifle in the car. They ain't getting put in no damn position, man. Then they got a badge that's basically a license to kill with impunity. So they ain't getting put in no damn positions unless the position is too much power shit.
And instead, they're being given implicit bias training, diversity training, complete waste of money.
Immediately, I didn't see any death blows. Maybe it was an accumulation of blunt force trauma to the head.
Looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected or put some black woman in charge of the police force. And we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers.
And then we come up with all these conspiracy theories. We don't need conspiracies and shit, because it's always a black person in the flesh, like this man right here, that'll sell his own people out. And they know where to find these motherfuckers at. They not gonna, Instead of listening to all black people, they gonna go find the Kanye West. They gonna go find somebody like this dude right here. Like they always gonna find somebody like, even back in the days of slavery, the slave owners wasn't getting out there getting their hands dirty. They had some old self-hating niggas that to go out there and go watch the slaves. Like they had other slaves watching the slaves. You know what I'm saying? For a seat at the table and shit like that. You know, trying to be the top boy. That shit gonna be around forever, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, black on black crime and shit. Some of these folks right here, the police that did this to Tyree Nichols, they don't identify with their own people, man. They identify with the power the system gave them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a video on that for y'all, how conservatism got they use conservatism to replace slavery, and then like with the power structure that they put in play, they reward minorities for helping hold they selves back. They'll put a few above the other ones to help keep themselves down and shit, like help keep the rest of them down. It's crazy, but it's all by design. Let's go.
Oh, it's the women's fault. It's the women's fault. There's a woman who's in charge of this police department. And by the way, it actually makes a lot of sense because these cops were immediately relieved of duty. Mm-hmm. And that's rare. That's rare when these kinds of cases happen. Typically, the police chief, captain, whatever, will provide cover.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so much to beat back here. First of all, Jason Whitlock is another one of those Sheriff Clark guys. You need somebody to outrageously blame black people for when black people get hurt.
It'd be like, whenever you look at these so-called black conservatives or whatever, like, it's like, you know what I don't like? I don't like black folks that you could tell they just be geeked up off of just getting under people's skin. Like, they think that getting under black people's skin is an accomplishment. Like, getting under their own people's skin. Like, just somebody that always want to separate themselves from their own people and shit like that, you know? And I ain't talking about, like, no tribalism. You could go group up with whatever the fuck you want to, but him, Candace Owens, Kanye West, they the type of people that's actively against their own people, actively always trying to shoot their own people down to make themselves look like the exception. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate people like that. That shit is disgusting. Bitch ass. He look like a drunk.
Bring on Whitlock, and he'll sell people out in a second, okay? Blaming this vicious beating brought to you by police culture in this country that we've seen hundreds of times with our own eyes on tape on single black mothers?
Insane.
What?
Insane. Because
he has an agenda. His agenda is always blame black people. If you can, blame women. If you can blame single black mothers who have it the hardest in this country, perfect. Why does he do it? Because Whitlock has made a career out of making white racists happy. They love that. They're like, oh, I couldn't have come up with that one. Thank God we got Whitlock here. Come into the house and tell us about how it's single black women's fault that we taught cops across the country to beat the living crap out of people. We're like, so I'm your man. Where's my paycheck? Where's my paycheck? Here, I watched the whole segment. He blames the left wing. He blames diversity. He blames black culture because it's, when he says, oh, these aren't cops. You noticed in the beginning there. He's inferring that it's not so much that they're cops, it's that they're gang members because they're black.
And that's what it is. Like, see, they sell that shit. They always sell it. A gang of black people, more than one black person together is a gang. They're automatically violent. They're automatically prone to violence. And then they'll get black people to sell that shit, go on live TV, platform them so they can sell that and tell that to other people. And this is like right here, this man right here, he's basically putting lives in danger, putting a bunch of black people's lives in danger by selling this bullshit narrative. But he'll get rewarded well. He's gonna get rewarded well for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the people that he's sitting up there selling these narratives to, man, they wouldn't let your black ass come in their yard, fool. They don't care about you. They don't care about nothing you talking about. You just a useful idiot, man. And, you know, people just sticking up for people people sticking up for people that are against them or don't got their best interests in mind, like some old Stockholm syndrome, shit is disgusting, right? But I think in the end, man, it's always usually an agenda behind it. They want something from them people. He wants acceptance in white society. You know what I mean? Like, cause that's what he considers himself, a conservative, which their conservatism is about conserving the social hierarchy of white on top. So if you're black and you're a conservative, your main goal and your only goal is to prove to them that you can do two things: hold other black people down to help white people stay on top, and preach the gospel of white people being better than other races and shit like that. So he do both, and he gonna get rewarded for that shit, cause he a little puss. But that kind of bring me to my next clip, man. Dude must have thought he was finna get rewarded with some little, some little stanky leg for sitting up here, man, flogging for these hoes, man. You know what I'm saying, man? It was straight flogging, man. Let's go.
First of all, I want to commend you on your show. I mean, I watch you every day, so you're doing a phenomenal job. I think you really, listeners that I've been listening to, they don't watch your show, so they're not familiar with your content. But my disagreement would be that I do feel that there should be a better way to bring
likes up,
men and women together. Because from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of harshness coming in tone. And I don't think a lot of women are used to that because of the society we're in.
So your disagreement is with my tone?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Then you go do it.
I respect that. I can respect that. I just feel that women aren't accustomed to men of that.
Were you raised by your
caliber.
father?
Yes.
I'm asking because you keep talking about feeling, how you feel. I feel. That is a big trigger word, especially around men's content. Women talk about how they feel. Tell me about what you know and what you think.
Gotcha. Well, what I know is women have a very hard time with men that are as strong-toned as you come across. So they don't seem to receive that as well as someone with a softer tone.
Really? Does it matter how they receive it, or does it matter what they do about it?
Well, yeah.
No, that's a question I'm asking you. What matters more?
It matters more what they do with their information.
Well, then I challenge you to go look at what some of my detractors, people who tell women what they want to hear, and go find the amount of women who tell them, you saved my marriage. I'm getting married because of you. You made me a better woman. I didn't like what you had to say, but now I'm better. Go look in their comment section. Go look at how many videos the women have made to them, and come back and tell me how they rank next to mine.
I had a girl tell me that. She tell me that all the time. She said,
my question is, as a black man, why are you coming in here making an emotional argument about tone when we got such a problem with our women?
Well, I think I'm making that argument simply because more black women, they're listening to your content. I see more and more people are having discussions.
Well, let me reframe this. Why, as a man, are you giving me the emotional argument based upon outcomes?
I don't really see that many that much of a good outcome, honestly.
Of who? For me or for them?
Well, black women. I mean,
no.
Black women.
My tone aside, I'm getting outcomes. Yes. The people who tell them you're a queen and a goddess, are they getting women married, going back to their husbands, reframing how they look at men? You say you follow my content, right?
You're right.
Who's getting the outcome?
Now, this is my thing. He's advocating for a softer tone, and you need to be like this, and women aren't receiving it when you talk strongly. My nigga, you ain't never talked strongly or raised your voice to a woman in your life. So that's why you advocating for a softer tone. Yo ass on some hush your mouth. She gonna hear us talking. That's what you on. You know what I'm saying? It's pathetic. Let's go. But I mean, I ain't gonna say that. He probably just, you gotta operate where you gotta operate, man. You probably just ain't never really had the, you know what I'm saying, the breathing room to raise your voice around a woman or to really, really tell her what she needed to hear. Cause you was too busy trying to get something up out of her by being nice and shit or fake nice. Let's go.
You're getting more outcome. I mean, I will give
So
you
as
that.
a man, how are you going to come to me as a man who's getting a better outcome and tell me about a tone?
Well, simply because I just feel like
Again,
your
with the
tone,
feeling. See, the problem is when you say this, you weaken us. You sound soft saying this shit.
But how is that?
Cause you sound like. Listen to what the men are going to go back and go look in the comment section after this video. And I feel. I don't. If I'm getting a different outcome, which is a better outcome, damn the tone. It's the outcome. And if you're saying you see the same outcome, why do you care so much about the tone?
Because I don't think the majority of women are receiving what you're saying the right way.
It's not for the majority of women. And the majority of women are being told they're queens and goddesses. And what is that doing for the majority of women?
But if the majority of women are not.
He like, man, dog. This what he want to say. Let me translate it for you, bro. What you trying to say to Kevin Samuels? Man, we cannot have a lane for dudes like you that's trying to know they value and trying to teach other dudes that they got more value than just waiting and sitting up and seeing what said woman they got their eyes on says they need to do for validation of their manhood. He like, man, you could get out here, you could work, you could have something, you could pick somebody quality, you could have some standards. You know what I'm saying? That's what he advocating for. And this guy on the right is basically saying, man, don't be trying to do that shit, man. He like, I've been known as a nice guy all my life. I done cut my mustache real little and shit. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, I'm on my nice guy shit. And I'm trying to be super agreeable with these hoes, man. If you out here and you talking like this and they do start listening to you, he like, where do that leave me? Cause he like, I can't speak up to them. I can't say what I want to say. I'm known as being nice guy Ralph over here, man. They not gonna take that from me, man. So just let's agree to not just talk to him just so harshly, Kevin. Jesus.
Are not receiving your content properly.
If the majority of women are being told they're queens and goddesses and tens, what are the outcomes to that? See, this is our problem as black men right here. You want me to moderate my tone when it's getting a better outcome than the moderated tones.
But my point is, I don't think it's being received by women as well as it would be if it was a tad bit better. Trust me, I'm not saying to change your complete tone. That's not what I'm saying, because I respect your content.
I mean, but what you're making is a feelings-based argument. If you change your tone, then what? Okay, let's say it your way. If I change my tone, what percentage increase do you think I would get?
I think you would get a lot more.
What percentage increase do you think I would get?
At least 15 to 20. At least a 15 or 20% increase.
I don't think so. And you're basing that based on what?
Just based off, once again, like you mentioned, my anecdotal.
Right.
People just.
Right. You have nothing to base that on. I want you to sit there and ponder that. You want me to change what's getting outcomes, verifiable, and you're saying 15 to 20% based upon nothing.
So I'm gonna leave it off. Right there about the whole switching your tone thing, right? Because I wanted to get on that. I want to show this clip, and I want to show y'all two men arguing. Y'all think it's a lot of women that don't agree with Kevin Samuels, but y'all see it's a man right here professing to not agree with him. And it's always the same thing. It's never the message. It's never the realism. It's never, disregarding the facts or discrediting the facts. It's always about like how you say things. And it's so funny because I know for us as men to be trying to figure out this correct way to say stuff to women, or for him to be advocating for that, like I don't know nothing but women that pride themselves on like, I tell it how it is. I say what I want to say, and you just gotta be able to handle it. You know what I'm saying? So man, make them hoes handle the truth, man. You trying to sit up and you want to dance around and pity pat around, and that's why they don't respect you, and your ass got to stay talking soft to them and not getting no outcomes you want, man. You never gonna be happy trying to not tell people what they need to hear. If you got to keep somebody around by letting them mistreat you or by not being real with them, then you don't need that person around. You should be able to have an authentic relationship with anybody you with. You know what I'm saying? If the truth hurt, it's still the truth, and you want somebody to know the truth, because they gonna get hurt even worse once they separate themselves from reality and start operating from a place of lack of understanding of their surroundings, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Police tripping, you know what I'm saying? Everybody tripping, dude tripping. But I ain't tripping though, and we ain't slipping that Mac world, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Shout out to all the content creators. Finna go get this nappy head done, man, and you know, see what's going on up at this shop and drive my ass across town. So that's all I got for y'all for today. Until tomorrow. Later. I'm out, y'all.